In this video, be building two Harbor Freight greenhouses and joining them back to back. Did a little bit of framing in between the two of them, as well as used some treated 4x4 posts and cinder blocks for the foundation. So I did it for a lady that hired me, so I didn't do like a real good job of filming it, but you basically get the gist. Here's the foundation, so just out of 4x4 posts. First I ran stakes and string line, which I moved, but around these posts, and put cement blocks on it. From the cement blocks I ran a string and I ran a level, and so I just did one. I started at that end and I put a level and I got it level, and I got that one level, and I got this one level, and then this one. Basically just had to level it out like that with the level, and then I got the cement blocks in there, and I put this fabric down yesterday, but I wasn't originally gonna film this, but I think it's kind of I guess it correlates to what I'm doing with it being that it's a greenhouse. These are the frames that you had to assemble. So I assembled them, checked the exact size, and then that way I could build that thing perfectly. So next I'm putting in, using the auger, and I'm putting in holes, and I'm going to put a 4x4 in concrete, and that way it attaches the frame to the ground so it can't blow off in the future. So
Top Butter at Shiloh.
At Shiloh.
Oh, okay.
And it's just like a long history of...
I got the floor done, and I'm just working on the first greenhouse, getting it framed with the framing, and I'm going to get the second one framed, and then I'll figure out how to connect the two of them. So it's going pretty well. The instructions are a little bit confusing, but it's not too bad. These are the rails. Basically they go into those slots there, but first you gotta like slide a few of these in, so they slide into these. You gotta put 3 or 4 of them in, depending on what the manual says. The easiest thing to do is of them at a time left out of the way. Anyway, I just follow the directions on this Harbor Freight greenhouse thing. They're pretty straightforward, but I don't know. It's pretty cheaply made, but I think if you do it right with a good foundation, they're pretty solid. That's the main thing, is getting the foundation right, because the rest of it's all made out of aluminum, and there's a few frustrating parts, but for the most part it went pretty well. I don't know if I would buy one myself. Every time I get the camera out, it rains. Well, I got it all framed here. Got this archway built. Basically went around the outside edge with 2x4s, just scrap 2x4s, and then I built an archway out of 4x4s. And it's definitely structural. It's definitely overbuilt. But I cut out the aluminum afterwards, so now there's an opening. And on the outside here, I got 2x6, and it slid right into that gap in between the two, and I Lexoled it, or Lexel, or whatever you call it, on both of those. And yeah, again, just went around the outside edge with these. On this part, I had to build up the underside with some 2x4s, and then I screwed that into it, make it stronger. And these windows, I basically screwed them in. She didn't want to be able to open them, and that's also a weak point of these Harbor Freight greenhouses. The windows bust open, and then they go flying. It screws up the whole kit. So screwed those down. I'll be back on Saturday to put all the paneling on, but that's all part of the process, getting those on first. Here's a better view of my, she had some scrap 2x6s, so that's kind of how I tied them all together and notched that part out. Ran it up, cut it out of miter. I think it's a 45 degree 12-12, so that's a 45 degree angle cut. Top, you're at 33, or no, 28.5. Where they meet the gable part. Other than that, I mean, just following the instructions and getting it done. So here's some scrap metal, but here's a look at it. It's 12x24, two of them back to back. So all done for today. I'll be back on Saturday to finish it up. So these panels go in. Panels go in and they slide into this top slot like that. And then you kind of bend them and it goes into the bottom slot like that. And that holds it temporarily. And then it's got these clips, right? So I just do the C part. This part of the C is pointed inwards. And then I put that into the groove right there. And I take this part of the deal and clip it down, just like that. Show it backwards here. Like, it takes a minute to get used to. After about 40 of them though, you get fast at it. Oh, here's the finished product. Came out pretty well. Got these doors installed. Kind of a drag to install, but just to get them adjusted right. They got rollers here. You just got to slide them onto the rollers, and then this top plate, you can adjust the height of where it holds the door itself, and that holds the rollers on the bottom. But I went through and screwed this cross member support all the way down for extra support, you know, and then I put the clips on there as well. But pretty stoked about it. It came out nice. She's happy as well. So only thing about those screws is they're sticking out there, but just basically two of them back to back with the wooden frame in between. Everything's screwed down to the wooden frame on the floor, and then it's concreted in and screwed to that. And then she's gonna backfill with gravel and make it all nice. So there's your Harbor Freight greenhouse.